Hey all, hello and welcome, TonyBing again here. So we'll have what will be the final video for today. I have managed to get through I think 6 or 7 videos, so I'm happy with that. We're making progress. Now we'll be looking at Storm. She did receive a large update on the first test centre, and today, the 2nd of December, she's actually had further changes as well. Now if we look down the bottom, I've got 7 different skills lined up that are modified or changed, so she really has a ton of changes. She looks absolutely fantastic, and I can't wait to get in and look at these skills and show them off. So let's start with the first tree, which is Skybreaker. Okay, now with this first tree, it will appear that not a lot has actually changed, but as with most characters I've looked at, it's when we get to the talents that we really start to see the differences. So the first skill we look at is Lightning Bolt. So that's still your basic ranged attack. This will restore Tempest, which is actually your new resource, so you will no longer have spirit problems on Storm, which I'm sure a lot of you will be very happy about. This skill restores 2% of your max Tempest on hit. We'll talk about Tempest once we do get to the talent section. Next up we have Chain Lightning. This bounces between various targets. And then we have Ball of Lightning, or just simply Ball Lightning even. This is just the same as it operates on live, however we do have a very interesting talent for that later on. And then we have Thundering Maelstrom. This works the same way as it does on live. I absolutely loved this skill while I was doing my Cosmic Storm. Put this on my right mouse button, held down the left mouse button, and just really went through the levels destroying everything. Really did enjoy it. Now next up we have a range spender, which is Electrocute, and then we have Lightning Rush, which is your melee movement attack, and then we have Lightning Storm, which is your kind of big ranged area of effect attack with vulnerability, and finally in this tree we have Elusive Shock. So pretty simple, nice and easy to look at there. Let's have a look at Wind Rider next. So with this section we have a few little different kind of tweaks on skills, and we actually have a brand new skill as well. So the first skill we look at, however, is Micro Burst. This is your ranged area Wind Rider attack, and this does extra damage versus slow, and also weakens enemies. And then we have Sirocco Rush, which is just our standard dash. You just get the regular cooldowns, same as their heroes now. And then we have Gale Force Winds. This previously I believe was Arctic Gale, and I was about to go into the new skill, but we'll cover all the existing ones first and we'll leave the new one to last here. We then have Crash and Hail, which operates the same, but I'm pretty sure you could only have one instance of this, and now you've got 2 that cover a huge area. Could be wrong. If I am, please let me know in the comments. But next up we have Obscuring Fog, and this will give you the concealed and protected buff. And then we have Sudden Tornadoes there, summoning 2 tornadoes for 10 seconds, or for 14.5 seconds with a 10-second cooldown. And we then have Typhoon, our signature. I'm pretty sure the animation's been upped on this, it's insane. I'll show it off. There we go. Looks absolutely fantastic, it really does. I do like that. I think there have been kind of requests to maybe amp it up even more on the forums, but if it was I think you might even struggle seeing Storm on any enemies. But we'll look at this new skill I mentioned. So this is Storm Surge. So I'll basically read out the tooltip here for you. So it can only be activated while Tempest Surge is active, and Tempest Surge is when your primary resource Tempest goes up to full and then starts to tick down. So with this you'll summon 2 tornadoes, you'll do energy damage, critical hit chance 100% on the actual skill, the energy damage part. It will freeze enemies, you've got your tornadoes flying around, and with this the cooldown is reset when Tempest Surge becomes active. So if we activate the signature it will give us full Tempest, and then we can activate this one here. There we go. Then we go over here so we can see it. There we go. Absolutely great looking, and we have the 2 tornadoes as well there. Absolutely fantastic. So it's really looking good already, and we've not even delved into the talents yet. But on the subject of the talents, let's have a look at them now. Okay, now before we look at talents, we'll do our usual and we'll have a look at traits. So the offensive trait is Goddess of Weather, which is brutal strike chance 5%. The archetype is Striker, so you're gaining speed and energy. And then you have Cloak of Wind as a defensive trait, so that's health regen when you fall below 35% of your maximum health. The archetype is Nimble, which gives deflect and dodge multiplier. The primary resource that we've touched on a little bit is Tempest. So Tempest generates while in combat and never decays. When Tempest is filled, activate Tempest Surge. So with Tempest Surge, Tempest cannot be generated, decays at a rate of 50 a second. Your base attack speed, movement speed, base damage and dodge chance all go up by a huge 20%. Now for these next sections, the traits really do mix up a lot, and this is my last video of the day. It's been a long day. I'm not overly familiar with Storm, so bear with me while I go through these sections here. So the first one we have is Flash and Thunder. So with this, you've got lightning power damage 10%, you have lightning storm stuns enemies for 2 seconds, and you gain a 20% chance when you hit with a lightning power to summon a lightning column. So I'll actually show you that. We'll put a lightning power here, activate that. And there we go, we can see that there, very nice. Now next up in this tree we have Butterflies and Hurricanes. So 1 power damage 10%, Sudden Tornadoes summons an additional tornado and you gain a 15% chance when you hit with a 1 power to summon a Dust Devil. So let's put a 1 power on here now. The tornado looks great when it decides to come in, if it ever does. And I didn't activate it, of course. Like I said a moment ago, do bear with me. Right, here we go, let's try that again. Okay, something strange going on here. Let me try a different one. Power lets me try this one here. Okay, I think I've given up here. I think we've found a possible bug in this particular talent. Ah, there we go, just as I say that. So that's quite nice. Apparently the rate on it looks to be lower than 15%, however. So for the next option we have Arctic Winds. Critical hit chance 3%, Gale Force Winds and Sudden Tornadoes reduce attack and movement speed by 40%. Microburst changes into a cooldown skill as well there, and it freezes enemies in the centre of its area. So for the next line we have Freezing Tempest. So while Tempest Surge is active, this new skill, sorry not new skill even, this new resource up here, while that's active and counting down, you gain base damage 10%, energy damage dot, and you slow enemies. And then you can use Lightning Tempest instead. So with this you gain a 5% critical hit chance, energy damage, and alternatively you could use Gust and Tempest. So with this you gain the deflect chance and energy damage. So you have the option of flat damage, crit hit chance or deflect there. So that's quite nice. And for the third talent line we have Storm Vortex. Now with this, Typhoon damage goes up by 30%, Typhoon is your signature, and that continually pulls enemies into its area of effect for the entire duration. And next up, Acid Rain. So with this, Typhoon cooldown goes down by 5 seconds and it also applies Acid Rain. So I'll show you the animation for that. There we go, we can see all the rain there and also over here as well. So that's nice. I do believe that was possibly maybe a separate skill before. And next up we have Healing Rain. So your health regenerated 73 per second, Typhoon cooldown comes down by 10 seconds, and Typhoon also applies rapid healing there. So that's interesting. There's the rapid healing buff, 20% of max health per second for 3 seconds. For talent line number 4 we have Tailwinds. So Thunder and Maelstrom damage goes up by 30%. Whilst channeling Thunder and Maelstrom you can move faster and absorb damage. So given what I was saying earlier, how I love that skill going to Cosmic Prestige, if you're going to Prestige Storm, you're going to want this talent. You can absolutely fly through legendary quests and terminals, just destroying trash by holding down 2 buttons, which is great. Bit boring, but great. Now, next up we have Hurricane Winds. So, Thunder and Maelstrom transforms into Hurricane Winds. Hurricane Winds is a powerful wind power that knocks back all enemies. We'll click that and we can see that's changed there. So what we'll do is, let's see. So we need to get our actual Tempest up first. So we'll use a signature. Then we'll move over here and we'll cast this. There you go. Nice animation on that there. And next up we have 1000-volt strike. So Thunder and Maelstrom turns into a 1,000,000,000-volt strike. So we'll activate this quickly before I lose all my Tempest power. There it is there. Looks great in the animation. So what this is saying is 1,000,000,000-volt strike is a powerful lightning power that targets a large area. And then we have the 5th talent line, which is Foreboding Winds. Tempest generation rate 20%. Storm Surge no longer, it should say requires here. So Storm Surge no longer requires Tempest Surge to be active and now immediately fills your Tempest meter, but its cooldown is not reset when Tempest Surge becomes active. So if we click this, there we go. We can now use this even though we're not during the Tempest Surge stage. And there you go, it disappears again. And then next up we have Always Strike Twice. So Gale Force Winds transforms into Lightning Conduit. This one here. And Lightning Conduit is a lightning power of a maximum channel time, more damage and the ability to stun enemies. And Ball Lightning now returns to you at the end of its trajectory, dealing damage a second time. I'll show you both of them. There we go there. Very Star Wars Sith-esque. And then we have the lightning ball. We'll see these bounce back. There you go. That could be nice as well if you're in a small confined area, firing them all off. And then finally, this is quite interesting, we have a talent tied into a talent. So I need to select this, once it allows me, once we're out of combat of course. And then Fury of the Storm. While Freezing Tempest is active, the effects of Lightning Tempest and Gust and Tempest will also be active. Click this and then we're now getting all of these. So we're getting the base damage, the critical hit chance and also the deflect chance. So great. She absolutely looks fantastic compared to how she is on live. They've once again done a great job, and she's another hero that I'm really looking forward to giving a proper shot on live. I do have it at Cosmic 60, so hopefully they'll come up with some kind of solution to allow people like myself to go through the leveling process once more. Fingers crossed. I know they are kind of busy at the moment, so it's not a priority, but if they could do anything, it would be nice. But I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please like, and if you want to see more of this and you're not already subscribed, please also do that as well. You'll see my little face in a second once I've stopped speaking in my outro. And really, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you all again soon.